Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to a brand new episode of Pressing Matters presented by Plug Talk Sports. This is your host, Daniel Torres. This is episode number 27 of Pressing Matters. We are much closer to the FIFA World Cup. We've got the UEFA Champions League final all squared away. That's coming at the end of this month here in May. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be focusing on two topics today. I'm in no good mood. I am not in a good mood today. I'm not. And the reason why I'm not in a good mood, it's because of this first topic, this first pressing matter. What in the world is happening at Real Madrid? What is happening? What are we doing? What are we doing? We're just days away now facing Football Club Barcelona in a Clásico, the last one of the year. And there's been reports of everything but focusing on this match. Obviously, we had nothing left to play for this year. So I'm quite honest. I mean, from this squad, I don't think they care. There's only one person in my mind that can fix this dressing room, that can straighten the attitudes of the players on this squad. And he is the special one, Jose Mourinho. The only person I think in my mind that can square that away, can get that done, can fix the dressing room. Only person. But I will say it will be adding a firecracker to another situation that's already on fire. I'll tell you that. That's not going to be a very peaceful transition if they do make that hire. There's going to be all sorts of fireworks. And Florentino Perez, I think he would know what he's getting himself into. I think he would know better of what's going to happen when you throw Mourinho into that dressing room. And I don't want to hear any, this is bad, for the club image. You knew what you're signing up for when you're throwing Mourinho into this dressing room currently that's filled with divas and superstars that cry and whine all day, and the effort's not there. The pride of fighting for the jersey of Real Madrid, it's gone. It's not there this year. And the major reports it started yesterday. Aurélien Tchouameni and Fede Valverde get into it at training. There were some hard tackles from Fede Valverde on Tchouameni. Or vice versa, I think the opposite. Yesterday, Tchouameni, hard tackles from Valverde. Went to the dressing room. They had a verbal argument. Left it there. I was like, oh, wow. Like, that was news yesterday. And I was like, wow, that's pretty big news. But you know what? It happened. And, it happens in teams. We saw Mario Chalmers and LeBron James get into it in the Miami. We've seen Haslam and Jimmy Butler get into it. We've seen Spoelstra get into it with some of his players. And it happens. It's the heat of the moment, the passion for the game. It happens. But not did I think for one moment this was going to spill into today. It continued. Tchouameni tried to extend his hand out and shake Valverde's hand. Fede wanted nothing to do with it, which I expect better from Fede Valverde. He is the captain of this team. One of the captains of this team, I expect better from a leader. I do. I think that you're supposed to. Granted, I know things can get heated at times, but you are the captain of the most successful and biggest club in the world. You need to keep your professionalism. You need to be the leader and take the upper road, no matter how hard it may be sometimes. You need to take the high road. Fede Valverde did not. And so we all know that Fede Valverde can be a little bit of a firecracker at times when he is pushed to the limit. And so he did not accept the handshake of Tchouameni, which good on Tchouameni for saying, hey, it's a new day, let's just get past it. Fede Valverde is apparently flying in all sorts of slide tackles today on Tchouameni. Some of them that reports are that could have injured Tchouaméni from going to the World Cup with France this summer, which that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, if you ask me. And so it's spilled again into the dressing room, and Tchouaméni hit Valverde so hard that he fell unconscious. And when he fell, he cracked his head open and needed to go to the hospital to get stitches. Now, Alvaro Arbeloa, where are you? I understand that you were part of the Mourinho-led Real Madrid that was very aggressive and brought that type of heat to the pitch, which is fine. I'm not denying that. But when there's this inner chaos within the squad and you see this happening, dog, what are you doing? Like, stop that. Stop that mess right away. Pull him away before it happens. Like, what are you doing? Apparently, he just watched. Apparently, they said Arbeloa just watched. Did he not know what to do? Did he just say, hey, there's two men, let them fight it out, let them duke it out? Sometimes it needs to happen. I'm not opposed to that. I think sometimes it does need to happen. Look, I went to an all-guys school, and sometimes the answer to things was just, look, I'm not promoting violence, but sometimes it was just out of respect. Hey, let's drop the hands and let's get it done. And at most times, out of that situation, it was, hey, respect. But you are days away from a Clásico. You should be focusing on a Clásico. Like, what the hell? What the hell were you? Why did you not stop it? And so now this becomes a media storm. It's all over the media. We see Valverde's wife driving him back into the training facility at Valdebebas after coming back from the hospital. And Madrid just minutes ago, I believe just 20 minutes ago, made a statement saying that they are aware of situations that happened in the first team training session, and that they would be investigating the matter between the two players. It's already said Valverde is not playing in the Clásico due to concussion protocol, and we've already seen reports. That was made official. But we've seen now rumors that Tchouaméni is not going to play in the Clásico either due to disciplinary reasons. Then we have rumors from way back that Álvaro Carreras and Antonio Rudiger got into it. And Rudiger slapped Carreras. There's video that literally has come out of Rudiger slapping a member of the Madrid staff. Like, what is going on? Like, the situation within this club right now, since Don Carlo Ancelotti left, like, I don't know what to put. Like, I don't know what issue to address and put my finger on it and say that. There's more than 11 million signatures for Kylian Mbappé to be gone from Madridistas who have signed it. Literally, he goes on a girlfriend, like on a trip with his girlfriend Esther Exposito to Italy while he's injured. I get it, you're injured, whatever, do whatever you want, is pretty much, I guess, what he took from this. But, dog, you are in the biggest club in the world. Like, it's not like you're playing at, I don't know, the Canadian Premier League. No offense to the Canadian Premier League, but you are playing for Real Madrid. You can't just, like, this may have worked at PSG, but you're not in PSG anymore, hermano. Like, you need to wake up. You're at Real Madrid. Like, everything is looked under a microscope. And, of course, you're one of the biggest stars in the world, if not the best player in the world right now. And obviously now Madridistas, which, by the way, El Clásico is at Camp Nou this weekend. But I have to check. If they have a game left this season at the Bernabeu, I don't think they do. I think they had their last home game of the season at the Bernabeu already. But if they do, I could be wrong. If they do, oh, my Lord, the boos that they're going to get it's going to be insane. And the way I see it right now, there's only 3 players that keep: Arda Güler, Jude Bellingham, and Thibaut Courtois. Every single last one of them, you can kiss the wind. You can kiss the wind. They have not fought hard for these fans. They have not fought hard for the club and for the shirt. It's a club filled of individuals right now with no pride and just a bunch of ego. It's what it is. It is. I don't think I've ever seen this. I mean, I've seen crisis, but I've never seen anything come to this or this bad in all the years of my life of following the club. This is very bad. Very, very bad. Arbeloa, I mean, you look at it now, just from the beginning. I mean, Xabi Alonso's firing, or whatever you want to call it, he had a lot of reason and truth behind some of the things that he has said, and feeling like he was in a daycare. I mean, you let go one of the promising young coaches who did a hell of a job with Leverkusen. Obviously, Leverkusen's now Real Madrid, but if anyone understands what it's like to be in the Real Madrid dressing room, the pressure of the club, it's probably Xabi Alonso. And I'm not saying Arbeloa doesn't understand it either. He does as well. But Arbeloa is more of a yes man, right? Players coach. Xabi Alonso came in trying to, input his style of play and the way that he wanted Madrid to play and his vision. It just didn't work because you got a bunch of players that just don't want to be told what to do. He wanted Madrid to run more. They said, "Oh, are you telling us to run more? Who is this guy?" This situation is going to get worse before it gets better. It's imploding before our eyes. And I think that this tension has been building up over time this year, just based off of results. And players are mad. We're saying players are mad at each other for the efforts of each other. I agree. I think if I was one of the players, I'm looking at someone else and be like, hey, why aren't you trying as hard as I am? Is Mbappe the problem? You can't let go of him. I mean, people want him to be gone. You can't let go of him now. You spent so many years trying to bring him from PSG. You invested in him now. You invested in the Mbappe project. Do I think he's the problem? Because, look, there's going to be people that point out, oh, look, PSG had him, and he left, and look at PSG now. They're about to go to back-to-back European titles. And now look how Madrid was before Mbappe got there. And you added in the squad, and look at all these problems that arise with Mbappe now in the squad. I really love Mbappe. I do. I think he's one hell of a player. So I'm stuck of answering the question of, do I think he's the problem? No, I don't think he's the problem. I think that there's a lot of different issues within the team that is the problem, that they need to fix. I said earlier in one of our previous episodes that if I had to pick between Mbappe or Vinny Jr., who would I pick if I had to let go of one? I said Vinny Jr. Just because at least Mbappe is going to deliver for you, bring you goals consistently. Vinny Jr. this year has been nothing but, under Arbeloa he's thrived, but it's just been complaining the entire time. And he's a shell of what he was, the year that he should have won the Ballon d'Or. Again, you invested in Mbappe, so you're going to stick with that project. I don't know what the sanctions are going to be on for Valverde and Tchouaméni, but we're in bad shape. Now, let me address the Barcelona fans who are going to laugh at us and point at us, look what's happening to Real Madrid. Look what's happening. 2 years, trophy. Look, they can't get it through their heads. They think that if Madrid doesn't win every year, I said we can laugh at them. Arsenal made it to a Champions League final. Did you hear the words I just said? Arsenal made it to a Champions League final in this decade. Barcelona? Where are you guys? Oh, no, but their excuse is, it's robbed. Everything's robbed. Their excuse for losing all the time, it's robbed. It's robbed. But you know what? The culture of Real Madrid has always been within the club. You lose with your head held up high, and you always give your hand in defeat. And I take that in life as well. I'm not going to be a sore loser. When you fail and you find defeat, you learn from it and you move on and you get better. Even in this situation, Real Madrid will rise. They're the biggest club in the world, the most successful club in the world. They will rise. And of course, people will always hate the best. And they would always want the worst for the best. But I think you're a deranged lunatic if you don't say or admit the facts and the truth. But those are Football Club Barcelona fans for you. They support a city and a team that believes that they're their own country because they have their own dialect. Deranged lunatics is what they are. We're still waiting since Messi said in 2018 that the Champions League trophy would go back to Camp Nou. But where is it? We're still waiting. We're still waiting. Oh, no, but you guys only talk about Champions League. All right, let's talk about La Liga. Real Madrid has more La Ligas. But these clowns would say, oh, no, Liga. Let's talk about Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup. Well, why don't we talk about the French third division? You know, that's what matters to you guys, since winning the Champions League is no big deal. But of course, you can't say that because we've been robbed for the last 10 years. That's why they don't want us to win it. So you know what, folks? Those folks who think, why don't you take your picket fence and your picket signs, book a ticket to Switzerland, and stand in front of the FIFA headquarters and just cry. Cry your hearts out. Maybe they'll change it for you. Maybe they'll change something. But at all this, as bad as it is, Real Madrid will always be Real Madrid, and it will find its way out. It always will. No player is bigger than the club. And this will always be the club that I love, that I am a part of. It will find its way out. And it's Real Madrid y nada más. We're going to go into another pressing matter that was honestly another huge meltdown, to be honest with you. And we're talking about Inter Miami. Oh, my Lord. Inter Miami hosted their rivals, Orlando City, for the first time at new stadium. They go up 3-0. I was watching the game. I said, this is in the bag. I turned it off. I went to go watch NBA playoff basketball. And all of a sudden, I see a notification come into my phone that says Orlando City 4-3 victory. I could not believe it. I had to go to the app to believe. I had to go to X. I had to go see what my man Franco Panizo was saying, which, by the way, still has not gotten his stadium credential because we're silencing the media now because they like softball questions. How do you blow a 3-0 lead to a team that's sitting 13th in the Eastern Conference? I'll tell you, the defense, and it has always been a problem, the defense is garbage. We spend so much money in attacking players, and players that just come from Argentina, because it is a club run by Messi. Falcon, what are you doing, my guy? It's like you're playing FIFA on Xbox or PlayStation. What are you doing? Dane St. Clair has been a shell of himself. This team is allowing goals left and right every single match. And MLS and Apple was selling it that they won 2 matches on the road against Colorado and Salt Lake. That's it. Oh, that's why they're the best. That's why they're the team to beat. You really going to sit here and tell me that they're the team to beat? Rodrigo De Paul He got one goal, and that's it. Oh, look at him. He's been really a waste. So has Hedman Beterame. Oh, no, but he was living up to expectations because he had 2 goals and 2 assists in the last couple matches. I feel for Mexico if this is the guy that they're taking to the World Cup. He literally misses 90% of the opportunities that are right in front of goal. The truth is there's no Sergio Busquets and there's no Jordi Alba. And Messi doesn't know what to do without him because the talent around him, they can't do it. Guillermo Hoyos is just a mouthpiece that's inserted there. And he said it himself, oh, I don't need a coach. I mean, we have the best coach on the field. If that doesn't speak volumes, then I don't know what does. Then there's the whole criticism of we don't hear from any of the leaders on this team. We hear from the young guys. They're thrown to the wolves in the media to answer the questions, and that got tough criticism, so they threw Luis Suarez out there to speak this week, heading into the match Saturday against Toronto at 1 p.m. on the road. Every American sports league, LeBron James faces the media almost every game. All the game, there is a policy. No, not Inter Miami. They feel that their stars shouldn't have to face the media. Shouldn't have to answer the hard questions. And if you do, you might just get your credential banned. This was a complete meltdown. Complete meltdown. And it's now still winless at their new stadium. I've been able to do it. And the first team to win in that stadium is your rival? Not let alone a rival. A team in 13th. 13th place. It's unheard of. It is unheard of to be up 3-0 and you blow that lead and lose 4-3. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment. They need to continue to fix that defense. I will keep saying it until they do it. But they rather just continue to spend money on attackers or players from Argentina. I don't care where you're from. I don't care where Messi's from. Get players that can play the game. They're going to be put into this project. They're going to be put in this team that can play. I don't care about any of those other things. I don't even know who's the sporting director right now, who's calling the shots. Unless it's Guillermo Hoyos, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, also it's probably Messi, to be honest with you. But it's a complete another meltdown by this team. And quite frankly, you want to be the best in CONCACAF? You want to represent North America and be a worldwide club? Those are the type of performances you're going to put on? That's what you think is going to represent the best of America, the best of MLS? We're in for a beating if you think that that is going to compete with the top giants in the world, which the club thinks they can. They think that we can compete with the Real Madrids of the world, the Football Club Barcelonas of the world. We are light years away from that. You can only do that now because you have Messi, which we're not focusing for the future. We're trying to sign Casemiro now. But we'll see how they come out against Toronto. They need a response. They need a big response. Because what happened at New Stadium against Orlando, the fans, which, look, I have my own opinion on this fan base. None of them were here before Messi. And they will leave after Messi's gone. The real ones, they need to start putting pressure on the club and start booing. Because that's unacceptable. It is unacceptable what happened. They need to put pressure on the club for this. So, I expect a big response from this club against Toronto on the road in a big fashion. And with that, that's going to take us to our team of the week. I got to give it to them. I mean, your team of the week is going to be no other than Orlando City. This is a team that, imagine, now they're getting Antoine Griezmann into the mix. But this is a team that struggled at the beginning of the year, still struggling, fired their coach, Oscar Pareja. They don't really have big stars, but they walk into Miami down 3-0. And yes, as many as you could say, oh, it was an Inter Miami meltdown, you still got to score the goals. They kept on trying, even down 3-0. A team that just gives up, they would just say, we're just going to go out there and we're going to make our subs and we're going to give up. But no, they kept on trying. They kept knocking on the door. They got one, and then they're like, okay, we can do this. Get the momentum. They kept going, and they ended up winning 4-3 and a 3-0 comeback. That's impressive, and that is why Orlando City is your team of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us Pressing Matters here for episode 27. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend here the first week of May. And get ready for that Champions League final. It's coming. Arsenal, PSG. I think I would like to see Arsenal win it. It would be great for their club and their fan base over in North London. But PSG is just looking way too strong. I think that the winner of Europe was in this tie between PSG and Bayern. And I think that PSG might take it and make it back-to-back European titles for PSG, which honestly I thought Bayern was going to take it this year. But PSG, I got to hand it to them. Give credit when credit's due. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoy all of our shows here at the Plug Talk Sports Network. And I will see you guys next week for a brand new episode.